Hello, my name is Jordan Skidmore. I am full of chips. My cats are in the room with me and I am acting up.
Hello, my name is Megan. I am at Jordan's family home and I am also full of chips and I'm acting up.
We are.
Happy New Year, even though this will be
This isn't the New Year for you guys. We are recording this on the 2nd of January.
It's 2024.
Megan and her boyfriend ventured all the way down to Somerset
Yay.
to my family home to spend the new year with me and record a bit of a podcast today.
Yes.
Megan, how are you finding my village?
It's very nice, very wet and
Very wet.
rainy.
Yeah, it's literally, the weather has been
It's been nice. Went to a pub yesterday, played some pool, went to have some food, played some darts.
Yeah.
That was nice. It was nice to...
if you're wondering, Megan and I are incredible at darts.
Yeah.
We both won some of the games. Although we weren't just playing like darts, like we were playing
It was like games.
funny
It was
little
actually
darts games.
quite fun.
But we were good.
It's been nice being with some cats. You've got nice cats.
Yes. So yeah, because we are in
3.
my family home, we are with my 3 little kitties. 2 of them are in the room with us right now.
And how could I forget your
bathing.
mum's brought me food to last a month?
Don't
That's
even. I
really
literally, obviously, I
nice.
said to my mum, like, Megan's a vegan. Can you just grab some bits? But like, don't worry about it. We'll probably eat out quite a lot.
Yeah.
So don't stress. Just get some like snacks and bits you can have at breakfast. Mate, my whole fucking family could go vegan for Veganuary at this point.
We've got
She
vegan
went
cornettos.
She bought 2 types of cornettos. It's January.
They're
The
really
weather is
nice though.
terrible.
You had one.
I did have one. I had a strawberry one last night. It was lovely. It was lovely, but she's gone absolutely fucking mental with it.
But I hope you guys have been enjoying the pod so far.
Our first episode, we're going to release it to the public
Yeah.
this week.
It will be uploaded by the time this one comes out.
Yeah, of course. But
yeah.
like, it's quite a big deal.
It
We've
is.
made our social medias.
It's so exciting.
I've got to do an Instagram post. But guys, honestly, I can't emphasize enough how much we are literally learning as we go along.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like I'm saying, we want to upload
But
the
we were
episode
even
in a couple
having-
of days.
We're having this conversation that even big podcasters, they still have mistakes.
Oh my
I'm
God,
not going to say obviously names.
I'm
gonna
gonna
call
name
out.
names. But no, we are literally learning to do this as we go along. So we're hoping to
But for
release
our first
episodes
time, I think we're doing
in
pretty
2
good.
days. But do we actually know really how to do that? No.
I
But
think
I'm
we
sure
could
we'll
do
work it out.
Yeah.
I'm sure we will work it out.
I'm just excited.
But yeah, so this is cute. This is nice.
Yeah.
Megan's got to see where I spent the
Yeah.
early part of my life. And I'm
We
sure
didn't
we'll do
really
it the other way around.
Plan. I just brought. It's always good just to bring this stuff with us now.
Because we're professional podcasters,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
don't get
yeah.
anywhere without our microphones, which have stickers on
They
them.
have stickers on
They have stickers
them.
on them. I think we mentioned that in
Again-
a different episode, but never mind.
again, we'll you'll see them hopefully when we start recording this.
Yeah, but
But-
one step at a time.
But
Hey.
when we were in the cafe eating plate full of chips.
Yeah, we went to a little boatyard cafe because I'm very lucky. I live very near the beach, so we have my
Let's go
village
to the
has a little
beach,
boatyard in the beach. So we went to the boatyard cafe, got a little brunch. Mate, they were not frugal with the chips.
No, they were.
I couldn't even eat all my chips. I don't like leaving food.
Harry
but
got a 50p from Jordan's boyfriend because he finished his chips.
yeah, now they've gone to play pool. That's what we've done. We've kicked them out.
Yeah.
Can't
but-
go wrong.
When I was there, I said, you know what? We should do the Am I an Asshole edition. Is it on
Reddit.
Reddit? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that would be fun. Who wants to
That's
go
what
first?
we're gonna do. So for those of you who don't know, Reddit obviously is a little social media thing. Sorry, one of my cats is going ham at the scratching post.
I don't think you'll hear that, but if you do, it's fine.
Well, I just give them some exposition.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, obviously on
Stop.
Reddit, loads of podcasters do it. I think 2 Hot Takes was probably the first podcast that started doing things
I've
about
heard
Reddit.
it from
Bingetopia
Bingetopia.
have done it. Loads of people do it now. So yeah,
It's
obviously
fun.
shout out to them. It's not an original
No.
idea, but
No, not that
it's
fun.
really fun. And obviously we're going to do it more towards the acting side of things. So yeah, we've just had a look to see what we can find, and obviously we'll give our 2 pence on everything. I feel like this was a really quick introduction. Have you had any auditions since last time?
No.
No, me neither. Perfect. Moving on.
It's not-
Hey, it
We
literally
wouldn't-
has
we
been
wouldn't-
Christmas
yeah,
and New
yeah,
Year.
yeah, yeah.
Did we hear back about that one we did together? No. Is there
But it's
still
not
time?
Yeah, there's still
Maybe.
time. And when
Maybe.
we've had it, it has been like the week of people who have closed down. Not closed down.
Closed
Shut.
down.
for
gone into
Christmas time.
liquidation. Yeah, so it's fine. Okay,
Yeah.
let's get into some Reddit posts. I have one ready to go.
Okay, go for it.
This one's quite topical. Ahem. So this is in r/acting. Need some advice. Cats are ruining my self-tapes.
Oh no, that's so good.
I'll read it out. I can't believe I'm even having this problem. I got cats just before the pandemic, and despite working with a coach for a couple years now and doing self-tapes almost every week for him, in addition to any auditions that come in, I am still struggling so much just to get the cats to settle down and shut the hell up.
Oh,
They try to walk through the set, climbing up onto the table I use as a desk. They put their faces up and move the lights. They get up and fight with each other, or they won't sit down and stay still as soon as I start taping. Even if they were napping for hours beforehand, they talk. I've gotten to the point that them just walking around won't distract me, and I can keep going. My memorization is good enough, and I only want to max 3 takes. But obviously, if they're fighting each other or having an imaginary battle with the blinds or talking, you can hear that on the tape, and that take isn't going to work. And if they literally get in the shot jumping up on my table, that isn't going to work either. I end up having to do 7, 8, 9, 10 plus botch takes, and then have to stop and try to persuade them to sit down and shut the fuck up, etc. and start again. My plan to shoot with my reader for 15 minutes, maybe not even that long if it's a short scene, always turns into an hour, and of not even good performances. It's really hard to hold your emotional focus on whatever you're working on when you're ready to drop kick a cat. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Wow. They're controlling how good the take is going to be, not me. I'm sending in humdrum work that I know doesn't reflect what I could have done for that scene, because that's the only take I could get. This is not sustainable, but I'm at my wit's end trying to figure out how to fix it. They go on to say some of the things they've done. I've tried locking them in other rooms in the house. They throw themselves against a door, and you can hear that too. Plus, after a couple of times doing this, it's almost impossible getting them to let us pick them up or even put them in a different room. So then instead of wasting time on takes, I'm wasting time tracking cats out of their hiding places and trying not to get shanked, picking them up to take them somewhere. I love this person's writing style. It's so good. Today, my entire hand was slashed to ribbons because one of them didn't want to go. I tried training them that they get a treat as soon as I'm done shooting. This will work well for a while, where they'll then see me setting up the equipment, they'll settle down. Then it will stop working again, so some days they're quiet and some days they're agitated. I've tried giving them so much affection or playing before we get started so that they're not restless trying to get our attention for pets. Again, some days quiet, some days doesn't seem to matter. And then I have to build that into my shooting time too. I haven't wanted to give them treats before I even start to shoot because I don't want to train them that they get a treat and can still do whatever the fuck they want. I've only been giving treats if I shot and they are well behaved. Is this what I should be doing though? The one thing I haven't done? It seems like a stupid problem to even have to ask about, but does anyone else find that their animals are running their lives and ruining their self-tapes? I just can't get shit done. I committed to having cats for life, and I wouldn't just take them to the pound because they're being assholes while I shoot. Otherwise, they're usually lovely most of the time, but I literally do not know what to do anymore after using every bandage in the house today just because I wanted to shoot something for class. Thank God it was an audition. It wasn't an audition because the performance is shit. Any suggestions are appreciated.
Oh my.
Megan,
she's obviously not the asshole. It's just
this isn't from Am I the Asshole? This is just in our acting.
It's just annoying, isn't it?
Yes.
Like,
so
you can only do so much.
Of course. And the thing with cats is you can't train cats.
No.
They do whatever they want, whenever they want, and all you can do is try to distract them. Because what I'm saying is, and what anyone who ever spends time around cats should know, is that punishment does not work. If you are punishing a cat, it is needless and it is pointless and you should never do it. Rewarding them for doing something good does pretty much work, and you can get them into hello, you can get them into good routines.
That was Jordan's cat, by the way.
That was my cat doing whatever she wants, but she's a good girl. She's probably gonna walk across the laptop.
Are you gonna
now.
try and go on here?
But yeah, so you can't punish them. You can reward good behavior, but the best thing to do with cats is make sure they have adequate distractions. Megan, what are your thoughts?
I can't really give any advice.
But okay, imagine you're at home with your dogs and you have to tape with them.
Oh my god, yeah, well I had it's you just have to lock them in another room, but because my mum's there or something. Or you just give them a big treat to chomp on.
Yeah.
And they can just do that for like a good hour.
So obviously neither of us live at home with our like family pets anymore. So most of the self-tapes we do, I mean, half the time when I get a self-tape, I go to Megan's house because I'm like, hey, you've got a nice backdrop and I need you to read it anyway. So we'll just do them together. And obviously at home we don't have our animals. What this makes me think of is when we had to do our dissertations.
Yeah.
That was so annoying. So obviously we've mentioned we were the COVID year group. So our dissertation had to be a 20-minute one-person cabaret recorded. Pretty much they wanted it in one take until a lot of us were like,
some people were really lucky to have like a very big either front room or they're able to hire out a studio.
Yeah, it was just so difficult. And yeah, I just remember like having to shut the cats out of the room, but also being like 20 minutes is a long time.
Yeah, and it's not going to be in 20 minutes as well.
Yeah, this is their space. This is their house. Like, of course, like, you know, we had to be singing and dancing and acting. And if you're doing emotional scenes, you're going to be loud and shouting. And especially with stuff like that, like if you're acting in a scene where you have to pretend to be stressed or angry or upset and you are acting that well, your animal's going to be worried about you. Your animal's going to be like, what is going on? And even if you lock them out of a room, they are obviously going to be a bit concerned.
It's like there's pros and cons to self-tapes. Like for me, it's like good because
you save money.
That
is more accessible for everyone in different areas. That's why a lot of actors don't have to live in London.
But then
anymore.
Obviously there's the thing of if you've got pets or if you've got a child.
Yeah. Oh, I can't even imagine.
That's why it's like you would rather do a face-to-face. But
what
that's
I
just
would
harder.
say is I think with some of my self-tapes, sometimes if I get a really good one and my acting's really good and I'm probably in the zone and something happens, like some electronic beeps or something meows or something happens in the background and it's when I'm talking and I can't cut it out, I will just send it anyway.
Yeah, to be fair, people know, like, if they're doing a self-tape.
Most casting directors will be like, oh, that's a bit annoying, but like...
If it's just one bit, if it's obviously throughout, if you've got a washing machine on the background or something like that, something that can't be... like, that can be stopped.
Yeah, optimally, you don't have any distractions, you don't have anything else going on, like... But if it's like you're right at the end of a take and it is such a good take and your acting is incredible for the rest of it and you're so in the zone and the thing doesn't distract you and your performance, I would say just send it. Yeah, like, especially if it's right at the end, because God knows if they even watch the videos.
Some people are like, oh, I like that first half, but I like the other half. But again, you do another tape. Don't like the first half, but I like the other half. Yeah, some people just clip them in.
I think as well, you know, most of the time casting directors say they know within the first couple of minutes if they would like to see you again. Yeah. And if it is in the first couple of minutes, I'm trying not to let it be. But my life happens. Like, you know, sometimes you get a self-tape through at like 9 o'clock at night saying this is due tomorrow and you're working tomorrow. Yeah. So you have to do it then and there. Or it's due at 9 a.m. the day after. So it's like, okay, well, I have to do it tomorrow and I'm working tomorrow and I don't have time to learn it, or I'm not even at home, like I'm somewhere else. Like, things happen, and sometimes if the best that you can do has a little bit of life going on in it, then I would say that's fine.
I hope that person who put that is listening to this.
Yeah,
and we've helped them.
But yeah, I mean, I
just send them a link to this episode.
Yeah, when I was doing my dissertation and I had to film all this stuff, my cats were very like, what is going on? And also, at any time, anyone can ring your doorbell. Yeah, phone calls, anything. Like, it just happens, and you just have to do the best you can. But if you have a take, you and you're like, the most important thing is that if you have a full take and you're happy with your acting and your acting is good, and it's either pick a take where your acting isn't as good or a take where your acting is good and there's one little noise in the background, I would say send the one with the noise.
Right, should I do my one? Mine's the Am I an Asshole?
Go for it.
I'm an actor. I'm doing a one-act version of A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Very nice.
My director has chosen to do a play in a modernised version and gave me some of the other actors freedom to design our characters in any way we would like. The cast is embracing the love is love theme of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was like, what should put that as an AM?
What does this stand
for? I'm trans and pansexual, and given this and the thing being love is love, I made a joke about making a character as gay as possible. My character in the play is an actor, and it's a very common stereotype that actors are gay. My castmate got upset at this and told me I couldn't do that because their parents would be at the show and are homophobic.
Oh!
I told them the entire show is about loving who you want to love, and given that my character is not theirs, it shouldn't matter. They said they would get in trouble if I did. Sorry, I'm really bad at reading things I've not read before.
That's fine. That happened.
This is not the first time this has happened either. This person knows that the people in the theatre are mostly LGBTQ of some sort, and we tend to stray towards those themes. It's also worth noting that I'm moving into technical theatre as a career very soon, and this is going to be one of the last productions I am acting in. Will I be the asshole if I went ahead and made my character gay?
So, straight out the bat, I want to say, no, your character is your character.
Yeah.
You can do what you want with your character at the discretion of your director.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it is your... the director's job is to direct you, basically. Yeah. And what you can develop your character as much as you want. And I think so much of acting is the internal work that the audience actually doesn't see. Like, you know, when you get a character and you come up with their whole backstory, life story. Hello. Oh, hang on one sec. Oh. I love doing this with cats in a room. You know, you come up with your character's whole life story and everything that happens to them and whether they're gay or straight or anything at all. But that's internal and for you. Yeah. If you're going to externalize it in the performance, amazing. But at the end of the day, the director will be the one to be like, this is how I would like you to portray this. But I don't think it's up to a fellow cast member to be like, you can't do that. And also to be like, you can't do that because my parents are homophobic and they're going to be in the audience. Okay.
Is that, maybe educate your parents. That's bad.
But also you can't ask someone else to like dictate their performance based on audience
Imagine
members
how awkward that would be. Like, someone said that, it's like, my parents actually hate gay people. You're like,
okay. Okay, and also, as you
said, they made a good point. Like, if you're doing theatre,
if the whole theme is love, then that's absolutely fine. What you do with your character as an actor is between you and the director, I would say. Yeah. That's not for another cast member to tell
and if you want
to
do it some sort of way, have the conversation with the director. Don't just do it, because then you're gonna get a bad reputation. Yeah,
it depends, you know, what your rehearsal space is like and what the process is like for all of you. If it's going to be the director is just there to block it and to tell you where to be and when, then obviously it seems like you'd have a lot more freedom to dictate these things about your character. But some directors like to take a much more hands-on approach and develop the character with you as a process together. And obviously some of them will be a bit more controlling and be like, this is exactly what I want from you, and then you as an actor have to go and make it happen. But if you're performing a modernized version of It's a Midsummer Night's Dream of a Midsummer Night's Dream, then, you know, in these early days, do what you want with your character.
Also,
the theme is love is love.
Like modernizing very old plays, especially Shakespeare, it can be easy.
Oh, what? And we think that Shakespeare plays weren't gay as fuck as they are?
Obviously.
Bruh.
But obviously that's a different concept in itself, not to do the original.
But there's so many adaptations, isn't there? Yeah. But basically, I would say absolutely not the arsehole. It's not this person's place to say how you play your character.
No. And fuck the parents.
Yeah, and also fuck their parents. Okay. Let's read this one. Am I the asshole for deciding that I won't let my son pursue acting full time? Oh. My son is 16 and has always loved acting. By always, I mean having a 5-year-old directing small plays in the living room with our dogs as supporting actors. That's so cute. Now he is very active in local youth theatre. I always demand for school to come first. Good grades equals the privilege of going to auditions and being in plays. Bad grades equals none of that. Every time he would argue, I told him that if he ever wanted to pursue a different career, one day he would need it. It worked for a time, but now he got offered a role in a TV show that actually looks decent. Congrats, King. I took him to the audition. I just never thought he would get such a big part. And it was supposed to just be practice in looking good during auditions.
Just to let you know, that was Jordan saying "Congrats, King." I don't think that was actually in the post.
Yeah, no, this person definitely did not write "Congrats, King." Like, I never thought he would get such a big part. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, it was just supposed to be practice for looking good during auditions, as he called it himself. And he wants to take it. The problem is that such a big role would probably mean homeschooling him and focusing his entire attention to the role. That, again, just looks decent. The show might as well just die after a few episodes. Oh my God!
He sounds like a really supportive father.
We don't know if this is the father.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said... Sorry, yeah,
I love that
true.
you just... Wait.
I thought it was just a father for some reason.
No, it doesn't say anywhere what
sorry.
relation this
My
person
bad.
is. It's just a son. I told my son he is welcome to pursue acting full-time after graduating high school, but till then he knows I won't let him sacrifice his education for this hobby. I quickly realised I shouldn't have called it a hobby.
Yeah.
Even my husband thinks we should let him
it's
pursue
so
his
similar.
dream.
There we go.
But they might be gay, Megan. Stop making assumptions.
Shit. Sorry.
Oh my God.
God, I'll walk out now.
You're fired. Even my husband thinks we should let him pursue his dream, but I want him to pursue it after getting at least a high school diploma. My son is mad because it would mean passing the role. Edit. Okay, so there's obviously a lot of comments. I might read some. You're the asshole.
Yeah.
Homeschooling is a perfectly viable option. Plenty of actors have their high school diplomas and go on to college. Look at Mayim Bialik. I'm really sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. She quit acting after high school and then went on to have multiple science degrees. Just make sure that he's still able to put effort into his homeschooling.
Yeah.
It sounds like you have a very talented son.
Yeah, especially if they've got a really good role in a TV series.
Yeah, that is an opportunity that could come once in a lifetime. Like,
and they're excited about it, and you're going, no.
Exactly. Someone else says, if he's getting paid for the acting, couldn't this money be used for tutors, together with some contributions from the parents?
So true, yeah.
Also, there might be on-set teachers. The Harry Potter actors all had them on set.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they can
Even
sit down with him.
Ones,
and figure out which exams he needs to take and the like. But obviously that is Harry Potter and, well, I don't know about Stranger Things, but in England, if a child actor is cast in a role, that would take away from their education. It is in the law that their education has to be maintained, or they can't be in the performance.
Yeah.
This very much sounds American, with like high school diplomas and stuff.
Yeah.
I know in America, don't they have like, you get your like GDE, which is like general education diploma, which you can get at any point.
Really?
Yeah, so if you don't get it when you're young, you can get them when you're older, so then you can progress your education. Not that I think in any way that doing this TV show would mean that he wouldn't be able to get his high school diploma. Obviously, it does take a lot of time. He might not be able to get the grades that he would got if his full attention was on school, but you cannot deny first of all, how this could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Yeah. Well, it is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. That might not come again, because that's a reality that actors live with.
If the parents are already so strict on you need to have your education first as well, surely they'd be pushing their child, if they did do this series, that they'd be making sure they're also having their education too. It's not that they would abandon it either.
It's not impossible.
Yeah.
It is not impossible. It's difficult and it's hard work, but I'm sure that the son would be willing to do that hard work in order to achieve their dream.
Fuck you to the parents as well. Like, see, I told you I could do both.
Yeah, I think clearly one parent is very in support of this. I can see that obviously this is coming from a place of, I just want my child to, you know, have a good education and to have something to fall back on if acting doesn't work. But acting is working, and you have to take opportunities when they come up, because
especially
you don't know
calling it a
when
hobby
they will
as
come
well
again.
isn't very, like, they did say, I shouldn't have said that, but yeah.
So there is an edit at the end of this. The original poster says edit. Yeah, some of you really did present fair points, and at this point, I was an asshole. Also, thank you for some really good advice. I will give him a chance to pursue this, as long as some conditions are met. My view on getting a diploma didn't change, and have a talk with him about it today. I'm sure he will be waiting with a speech ready, so at least I will surprise him. Ha. Feel free to keep judging, but I probably won't respond to many comments since I already have what I was looking for. So it does seem that there was like a positive outcome in this.
They're gonna let them do it.
And I can, you know, understand how, as someone completely out of the industry who, you know, you just hear about how hard it is and how fickle it is, and, you know, there can be quite a stereotype that, you know, people who pursue the arts lack intelligence in other fields, that, like, you know, that it could be extremely stressful for a parent being, I'm sending my son into a career in an environment that I don't know a lot about except the bad things, and I just want him to get a good education. So yeah, they kind of were an asshole, but positive outcome. Megan, you got another one?
Yeah, I've got another one. Mine's Am I Asshole? My daughter, 16, started taking music classes during the pandemic to pass the time, as we discovered that she's actually a very talented singer. Last spring, she started taking music classes with a theatre company, and her class had just a showcase. Everyone sang at least once. My kid sang 7 times. I will say that the most of the singers were good, but her teacher is an opera singer, so a lot of the students sang musical theatre or opera. My kid did musical theatre, Italian opera, pop, rock, and country. Damn!
Yes!
16! My ex, her husband, their kids, my wife, and I went. My wife has a lot of the same interests as my daughter, and to be honest, she was the only one that enjoyed the concert. Yeah, she's a good singer, but we've all heard her sing everything she did there at the home. The only difference is that we were all roped into driving a half hour to see her sing in a new dress with her hair and makeup professionally done. My wife insists that she had to look perfect for her concert, mixed in with a bunch of other kids that we couldn't care less about. After the concert, she asked how I liked it, and I was honest, and I told her that she was great, but the concert was torture. She said, well, nobody forced you to go. Then later that night, when my wife found out that she tore into me for saying that to my daughter, neither of them were talking to me right now, but I think they're being dramatic, so I wanted to see if I was the asshole.
Okay, are you the asshole? Yes. Yes. Ouch.
I've had
ow.
To be fair, my nan used to go to some of my concerts, and she was like, yeah, it was okay. I was like, just say you enjoyed it.
But also, what I didn't like about that was how this person's attitude was very much like, well, I've heard her sing at home, so what's the difference in me seeing her with her hair and makeup done standing on a stage? Singing in your own home versus singing on a stage, completely different.
And just like I said, if I ever have kids or anything like that, or if I see like Jordan in a play or any of my other friends,
I'll be in a play. I wish.
I'd see them at like stage one, I'd give them flowers, even if I didn't enjoy what they did.
It's an achievement. Performing is always an achievement for the person who does it. Like, regardless of what you think of it, they're up there doing something.
And they also sound very talented to be doing all of those different styles of singing as well. Like, damn, country.
Yeah, again, this just seems like, and it is quite a sad reality. And I mean, I feel very fortunate in that, like my family all work in the arts in some way or another. Obviously, I've mentioned before my parents are teachers, but like before that, my mum was a performer, dad was a graphic designer, all very arty. And I've never, I mean, you know, my parents have pretty much always said, like, we'd be fine if you were a bin man as long as you were happy. See, and I'm like, a bin man?
A bin man?
Like, that's extra levels of support. But like, so obviously this is, it's something that I've seen a lot and I've heard about a lot, but not something I've experienced myself, which I am very, very grateful for. But like, okay, my dad, for example, hates musical theatre. Hates it. But he's always like, why the fuck are they singing? But
because they have to show their
he's come and seen everything I've ever been in and been like, woo!
Because it's to support you.
Yeah, the second I'm not on stage, he's like, this is fucking boring. I hate this. And then I'm on stage, he's like, whoa! Because it's me. Because he's like, she's doing what she loves doing, and that's great. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of parents, especially, you know, who don't come from artistic backgrounds and, you know, have been brought up themselves in the classic get your, you know, your education, get a degree, go into, you know, I feel like a lot of parents are like, you know, you got to be an engineer or a doctor or a, you know, a woman in STEM.
Yeah. Well, I love my
Some
mum.
of us just aren't women in STEM.
Yeah, period. I love my mum. She's a nurse. She loves musical theatre.
Love that.
But anytime she went to go and see my play, it wasn't well done. It was, so you went
could
wrong
have done
on
better.
this.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had
like,
that.
why did you? She was like, why did you do it with your voice? I was like, vibrato, love. Thank you. You don't even know what it's
Thank
called,
you,
so
expert.
shut up. And she had said to me, like, it was like last year or sometime. She was like, so are you gonna like try and find like a real job? I was like, I want to shut you down right there, love. Like, I can't see myself doing anything else. Like, what is a real job?
As you said in episode 1, you can't do anything else.
Exactly.
I'm I don't
And she knows that as well. So
hey, she knows I only have one skill. Yeah, it's just it is a sad thing.
Yeah.
But if you are someone out there this is your reality, and the people who could be supporting you don't understand and kind of aren't, do not let it deter you. I think, you know, I have a friend who I work with. She's a dance teacher, so we teach together, and she obviously also works as a dancer. And she went to a professional dance college, and her dad really did not understand what she was doing.
But so what do you need to understand? It something.
Well, he just couldn't see it being a career, because if you have nothing to do with the arts, no one talking to you about it, about how it works. It took her literally putting on her own show, choreographing the whole thing, renting the theatre, doing everything for him to come and see it and be like, oh, I see it now. Like, this is a whole business.
Dancing,
and then
very nice.
Exactly. That was so cringe. Oh my god! I looked at Megan right in the eye as she did that, and shivering a little bit.
Thank you.
But yeah, it took seeing literally the pinnacle of her
passion,
hard work for him to go, oh, okay, like, yeah, you could make like a business out of this. And like, you know, you can't blame people that think like that. Like, it is just how you are raised.
But you can I think you can educate yourself if you know you can see the passion of your daughter, your son.
Yeah, but also a lot of it is just protectiveness as well. And also, hey,
but also with that am I an asshole thing, I think it was the stepmom was being more supported than the actual father.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I think as a parent, your job is to celebrate your child's achievements, and that is an achievement, and also celebrate your child doing the things that makes them happy.
Yeah,
I think that's the be all and end all.
Yeah.
I don't care if your child is a horrendous singer. If your child loves singing and is happy to get on stage and do it, and doesn't mind maybe being like bullied quite a lot.
But if they want to make it in a profession, maybe then be a bit honest.
Okay, like no, don't get me wrong. 100%, you have to be realistic, and I think my parents have always been realistic. Like, I worked hard at my education. I knew that I should get good grades. And, you know, I kind of did. I didn't. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, that's why you got nothing else to do. Period. But, like, you know, I never felt like I never felt like I could go, okay, well, like, I'm actually not going to try that hard at, like, my A-levels because, like, I'm just going to be an actor. I was like, hey, I'm going to try. I've mentioned this before. Like, I'm going to audition for drama school, and if I'm lucky, I'll get in. But, like, I never felt like I'm going to be an actor until I mean, I still don't feel like that half the time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, if I do things, I'm lucky, but I can't let that be the be all and end all of my life. And I think
that's mine shit. What do I do from here?
Well, that's when you starting podcasts. When you're like, what do I do with all my life?
What do
I do with my life? We start a podcast. But yeah, support your child. Support what makes them happy. Yeah. But of course, with a healthy dose of realism. But realism, not pessimism. Do not try to stop your child from doing what makes them happy, because you never know. You never know. Anyway,
as long as they're happy, that's all that matters.
Let me find a new one for you people. Okay, so this one says, am I the asshole for mentioning I have autism in an audition?
Sorry.
Megan. Hey all, I recently filmed an audition for the CBS show Survivor and was extremely proud with how it turned out. I showed a few people to get their feedback, one of which included my mum. She was annoyed with the fact I had mentioned that I am on the autism spectrum in my tape and that I wanted to inspire others like me to chase after their dreams too. Oh my god, how dare you. I have Asperger's and that falls into the spectrum, so I spoke about it and how it affects my life and shaped me into the person I am today in a very engaging and positive manner. She went on to try and tell me I shouldn't be talking about how I'm on the spectrum because, according to her, I'm very low on the scale. But it genuinely affected me growing up. I'm still on the spectrum nonetheless, and I figured if it's a part about who I am, I should mention it. Not to mention she got pissed off with the majority of the things I mentioned in my tape, such as crashing my car.
Is this the mom who's saying this? Yeah. Oh my god.
She was basically telling me to redo my entire audition, which took around 3 hours to complete. However, I feel that everything in my tape is vital information to mention. Am I the asshole for this?
No, you also have to, with audition tapes, when they say something about you, you have to obviously say something.
Yeah, especially also Survivor is a reality TV show. They're not auditioning to be a character. They're auditioning to be themselves on TV.
And it doesn't matter if
and
it's a little or it's a lot. You still...
Also, the point of the autism spectrum is that a spectrum isn't like on a scale of 1 to 10 and you're a 2.
How autistic are you?
That's not how spectrums work. You are diagnosed, you are living with this in your day-to-day life as part of who you are.
And like they said, like they struggled as a kid. So if you've struggled,
and also the fact that they specifically said
I want to help other people.
Yeah. Where's it?
Caring. And the mum's like, no.
Yeah, I spoke about how it affected my life and shaped me into the person I am today in a very engaging and positive manner. I wanted to inspire others like me to chase after their dreams too. The intention is wonderful. It's amazing. Like, reality TV show is a different kettle of fish. Like, I don't know if I've spoken about I auditioned for a reality TV show once. I didn't want to do it, and I had said to my agent, hey, I'll do the tape, but I don't think if I get a recall, I don't even think I want to do that because I do not want to be myself on TV. That would be the end of my career. It was a reality TV show about something very specific. I'm too much myself on this, which I knew nothing about, and I was like, that would be career death for me. I would forever be known as the dumb blonde from that reality TV show because you don't know how they're going to edit you. Like anything you say, it can be chopped up and mashed into something new. And I was like, absolutely not. But anyway, obviously not the arsehole on this one. People say not the arsehole. It's your audition. You can include what you want. Someone said, your mum is an arsehole. It's none of her business if you choose to tell people. Not the arsehole. Not the arsehole. Quite a few Survivor alumni have shared their advice on how to get cast for the show. And while you do need to plan out how to show why you are unique and what you'll bring to the show, the underlying note is to be genuinely yourself. Yeah. There is no need to sanitize yourself for your mum when the audition is literally none of her business. It's not like they're making it up. Obviously, if they're making it up, then the mum's like, why are you adding that? Then it would make sense. Yeah, this person also said, does she often make your life and actions about her and how it will reflect on her as your parent? The original poster said, she doesn't often make my life and actions about her. I just think she doesn't want me to be viewed as the autistic guy on national television. I did mention in the tape, however, that I don't want to be labelled as that, but instead be known as a guy who inspired people like me to pursue their dreams and step out of their comfort zones like how I would. Which is fantastic. Yeah. Someone said, that honestly sounds like a fantastic picture of game show audition. Your mum should mind her business. Yeah, mind your business. Mind your business. But yeah.
Should I do one last one?
Go on then.
Okay.
I've got one up that I can do while you look for another one.
Yeah, go on.
This is just from r/acting. This is some acting horror stories. Okay, so this is all from one person. This is crazy. So someone did the glass menagerie in a very small black box theatre. We smoked on stage for the entire performance, herbal cigarettes, so gross as hell, and used matches to light the cigarettes. Our Tom went to strike a match and it went flying into the audience, who were maybe 4 feet from us at most, and nearly set the curtains behind them on fire. In that same production, our Jim lit the candelabra in the dinner scene where the power goes out and had the brilliant idea to blow out the match, thereby blowing out the 5-candle candelabra and having to light it all again. Our Amanda then had to carry the candelabra into the small kitchen area of the set, which was made entirely out of wood and paper mache, while wearing this huge, long, highly flammable vintage gown and heels that were too small for her. I don't know who decided all of that fire in a black box theatre was okay. That would give me severe anxiety. Yeah. I would not be able to do that. Good God. Okay, we've got another. During a production of Into the Woods, when the witch was supposed to come out for her little solo at the end of Act 1, the actress just didn't come out. Period. And at this part, everyone is frozen in tableau. You could see the actor's body language change from frozen in blocking to frozen in fear. When
that's the worst. When like soon as it happens, you can
tell you cannot let the audience know that something has gone wrong. When she eventually emerged at the very end of the act, she was half witch, half beautiful, like she'd just given up on her costume change.
Oh my gosh.
Hot mess. That is bad. Said thoroughly modern Millie tapped her wig right off. She was killing it though. Love that.
I love seeing those ones where it's like an actual performance and like a wig's fallen off or like a shoe's flipped off, but they've just carried on.
Here's one more. I haven't read this yet, so hopefully it's good. Oh God, this is a good story. A couple years ago, I was asked by a friend of an ex to take part in a play he was writing for Edinburgh Fringe. Oh. I was 17, ex and his friend both 16. For the record, my H button is playing up, just noticed, so if there's 1 or 2 missing, that's why. That's not really applicable to anyone listening to this, but if I say something weird, that's why. Anyway, this play was written by him, produced by him, directed by him, and due to a guy dropping out, starred in by him. He claims it wasn't the main role, but he totally made it that way. It was also based on a short story written by his on-again, off-again girlfriend. It was about a man who wanted to become plastic like his sex doll wife and the rapist army doctor who was going to help him. I was to play the sex doll. Okay. My ex, who broke up with me by lying about his sexuality, was to play the husband. This is crazy. This was the first time we'd spoken since the breakup. Looking back, I know I should have ran away at just that, but I was 17 and really wanted to go to the Fringe, so I went ahead with it. This is all happening
at 17, bloody hell.
Rehearsals were ridiculous. We didn't have a proper space, so we just rehearsed in empty hallways in our local theatre, where the two guys did their higher drama course that I'd done the previous year.
Also 17, and they're saying he lied about his sexuality. You're 17. Like, what the heck?
Crazy. Rehearsals would be slowed down by them going on sickening tangents of racist, sexist, homophobic humour. You know, the kind that's all, I'll phrase this like a joke so that if you call me out on it, I can pretend like I didn't really mean it. Oh, ew. The writer kept rewriting over and over again to give himself a bigger part and make it edgier. And on top of that, my ex was too awkward to even pretend that he liked me, and I was still pissed off at him. The whole thing was a joke, but eventually August came around and we set off for the Fringe. And it went from bad to worse. We saw the flyers that were done by the writer's friend, who apparently is severely dyslexic, had not been proofread and were filled with typos. It's petty, but the one I was most annoyed about was my name being spelt wrong. I think that's completely valid.
Yeah.
Also, a writer had thought the show venue would supply a technician for the show, but it turned out that we only got one to set up the lights at the start. So me and this other girl who came with us, playing one of the small one-line roles, had to learn how to do that. First show, she messes up on the last cue. So anyway, we go out, we flyer, and we actually have a few busy shows, and then we get to the reviewers. I'll say this, not a word in those reviews was untrue or unfair, but boy, were they brutal. I take it as a good sign that I, nor the other girl, were directly mentioned in them.
Okay, that's good.
At least that set the bar so fucking low that no matter what I do next time I go to the Fringe, it's pretty much guaranteed to be better.
Oh, no.
That was a roller coaster. That was juice.
All
that
for
was
17.
Drama. All at age 17. Also, congrats, girl, on going to Edinburgh Fringe and taking a show there.
Yeah. Even
the show sounds absolutely horrific. And I'm so sorry you went through all that. But
how was it to be the sex doll?
Yeah, it really.
It's a very like you say, it's a very weird concept of a play.
Yeah.
Right.
But hey, you did it and you survived, and the way you wrote about it, hilarious.
Okay, well I've got one. Am I the asshole for laughing at a guy who kept trying to one-up me? Long dead theatre career. I, female 26, went as a handful of Broadway musicals from age 7 to 12.
Get it, girl.
2 of these roles weren't starring, but pretty close to it. It's all right.
Hey.
More than us right now, anyway.
Take what you can get.
However, if you'll find me on Google or pictures of me of those ages, you wouldn't know it was me. Or what I'm up to now, unless you did some severe stalker level stuff. And that's how I want it. I became self-conscious and uncomfortable in the business when I was 12, and my parents are actual saints. So they let me choose what I wanted.
That's the parents we like to hear about.
I am now very happy as an archivist in a museum. I'm going to do my PhD soon. I still love theatre and the like, but I am very much happier watching and singing the soundtrack later in the shower. So my wife and I have a dear friend named Abby, who we spent a lot of time with pre-lockdown and now spend a lot of time with on FaceTime and Zoom. So I'm guessing this is during the pandemic. Abby was started seeing Jim, all fake names, who is the entertainment industry. Jim has been on a few FaceTime calls with Abby. When I told Jim about my background, he became sort of jealous, telling me, oh, you were just like the chorus, or, well, I've had this, and this role, and on off-Broadway, and they were all featured, which, good for him. I wish him nothing but success in his career. My wife agreed, and he was being weird, and he just figured whatever. Well, yesterday on FaceTime, Jim once again told me about how his awful Broadway is shut down, which I agree, I feel terrible for everyone out of work, and that he couldn't wait to get back to it. I told him I hoped he would get back soon, and he said, yeah, I know you won't get it because you were just in the background and all this, and this is my lifeblood. I couldn't help but chuckle a bit and kind of teasingly said, Jim, are you trying to compete with my ending over a decade ago theatre career? He didn't respond to that. Abby later texted us and told me I embarrassed Jim. I wasn't intending to do that. It's just that I have almost zero connection to Broadway or theatre anymore, and he doesn't need to one-up me.
Yeah.
It sounds like you hit a wound.
He sounds quite insecure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, first of all, I cannot stand the whole, like, just the chorus thing.
Yeah.
I think it's very easy to do it to yourself, to be like, oh, like, I'm just in the chorus. Mate, I would kill someone just to be in the chorus.
You still
I mean, actually, maybe I shouldn't say I'd kill someone.
I would murder.
I would, but you know what I mean? Like, there's never just a chorus. Like, there's no show without a chorus. Every chorus member is playing a character with a life, with a backstory, with motivations. That there is no show without everyone in the show, on stage, backstage. And if you think you're just the chorus, there's always 100 people who would take your place in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it's just very odd. Like, if he knows that she doesn't want to do this anymore as well, even if she was doing it and he, let's say, did do better than her, it's not competition.
I think, this person's done a really good job at not rising to it either. And be like, well, actually, I had this role and this role and this role. It seems like this person is very secure in themselves.
Even saying, like, you succeed if you want to carry on doing it. I wish you
all the best. Like, this person obviously is
just a bit odd more than anything.
Yeah,
of, like,
it
trying
is
to
strange,
make it competition.
But obviously, if this was during the pandemic, it was a very hard and very stressful time for actors. Obviously, other performers, in a way, they are your competition, but this person doesn't even act anymore. Like, they're never going to be in an audition room together. This person's never going to be between you and your next role.
He's literally slandering a child as well, because she's like 7 to 12
when she was like 12.
Yeah,
like, huh?
You actually did really bad for your career. It's like, it's just more than us.
Yeah, it's clearly coming from him, from a place of deep insecurity.
Yeah, and
I think no matter how successful you get, and I think it's easy for us to say this as people who, you know, we have had our successes, but we're not booked.
No.
We've got a lot of free time. So if you do want to book us, you know, that's
why we're
fine.
doing
But,
this.
you know, if you have nothing but constant success and lead roles, I can see how you might, if you suddenly had a chorus role, be like, oh, like, no, like, feel like you've taken a step back.
Yeah.
But I think you have to remember that ever being able to be paid to do any of this is such a blessing and a rare blessing. And also, I will always stand by this, it's quite often is luck. Like,
I think
right place, right time, right day. Yeah, that's it.
I also think the toughest role it covers. I think
lead roles, swings.
I think lead roles have it easy. Like, it's still hard, but it's easier than the rest.
Every role has its challenges,
100%.
and someone else's successes and not your failures, and vice versa. I mean, I've had my first instance recently of a film I went up for, and I did not get the role, and I really wanted the role. I've definitely mentioned it before. I can now see the cast on IMDb, so I can see the person who got the role.
But you look nothing alike. And it's annoying because they do have loads of credits, and it's...
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. Like, love her. I hope you had an amazing time filming.
But you're human. You're obviously going to be like,
onwards to more. You know what I mean? That's the reality of the situation. On to the next. Like, her win, it kind of is my loss. But, like,
no, but you
not
got
forever.
a recall.
Yeah, exactly.
They obviously
I got
liked
my
your
foot in the
work.
door. I said hello. I was funny. I was sexy. And everything's fine. And it is tough. It is tough when you're not getting work and you see other people around you getting work. Yeah. But it's not correlated. Your own career is your own. It will have its own highs and lows, and it's not.
And this is the industry.
On anyone else.
We're not dumb. We know what we're bloody getting ourselves into.
I might be a little bit dumb.
I am dumb. We've just...
Yeah. Well, I'm kidding. Megan's extremely intelligent in so many ways.
I just get when I'm under pressure, my brain doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's probably a nice one to end on.
Yeah.
This has been fun. We just honestly, you know,
it was just like a little fun episode.
Just a little having a look into.
We didn't have anything planned, and we were like, "Oh, this will be a fun episode to do."
I kind of want to drag one of my cats over and make them meow into a microphone.
Go on, let me hold your mic. Yeah, I want to see the baby. She really doesn't want to come. Find the ginger. Now she's licking her leg. Oh. Really getting into there.
I need to do the outro.
Right, well, none of the cats wanted to say hello, so...
Sorry about that. Anyway, so... Thank you so much for
listening
to Acting Up with...
Hope you've been liking the podcast so far.
yeah, happy 2024. 2024 is a year for acting up. We hope you're all acting up. We're acting up. I am Jordan Skidmore, and Megan is Megan Alderson.
I am Megan Alderson.
You can find us on all social media platforms, pretty much all of them, as at Acting Up the Podcast. You can find us on Instagram. I am at jordan.skid. Megan is at Megan_Alderson_. That's Alderson with an A at the beginning.
Thank you.
Big shout I'm out of breath because I just ran up and down the stairs. Big shout out to Jules, who did our artwork. You can find Jules on Instagram as at those_who.try. And thank you so much, you guys, for listening. We hope you have a lovely, pleasant week, and we hope that next time we talk to you, we're booked and blessed.
Period.
Goodbye.